Okay? And Sister Maktub, you should be living your life to not hurt Allah. Not to hurt. You're more concerned with hurting a man than hurting Allah. Allah hates to be hurt. Allah hates for people to worship others with Him. Allah hates for us to put someone over Him. You have just hurt Allah, Sister Maktub. You have just offended Allah with that statement you just made. Allah is saying to you, I've given you life. I've allowed you to live for 51 years, and you still don't believe in me. You still are choosing my creation over me. This is shirk. This is what we're talking about here. Allah hates this. You rather hurt me, He is saying. Kafir happy. You rather hurt me and defy me because you got too much love for that kafir. This is an example. This is an example, guys, of shirk. This invalidates your shahada. Does everybody understand that? And she's not the only one. I'm addressing her because she's here. But there's a lot of other women out there who are the same way. They call themselves Muslims, but in reality, they may not be. Because this right here, they take their others to be rivals to Allah. And they love them as they should love Allah. And this is a sin that Allah will never forgive if you die upon it. Okay? So, you know, that's what that is. And that brings us to the next one. Also, when we take our shahada, when we recite the shahada every day when praying, when we recite the tashahud every day when praying, when we get to the part of the shahada, we are also reaffirming that those who knowingly give verdicts, that's fatwa. Those who knowingly give verdicts or fatwa, which are in opposition to Allah's laws, and you follow them, you take their laws over Allah, this is also shirk. You have also invalidated the laws of Allah. And that's why at this website, guys, you know, I try to stress to you guys the importance of learning your religion, the importance of learning the Sunnah, so that way you won't accept any verdict over Allah. That's why I try to teach you guys to be careful when people say things are haram and they can't give proof. And proof is not scholarly opinion. Putting the opinion of others is not proof, because only Allah has that authority to make things haram. But if you sit there and accept these verdicts, and those verdicts are in opposition to Allah's laws, then you have invalidated your shahada. And this is what the Jews did. And this is what the Christians did, which caused them to be cursed. And the Prophet told us that we would make the same mistakes they did. And we find that today the Muslims are blindly following fatwa, choosing verdicts over the Sunnah. I gave you guys an example yesterday in the Hadith class. Remember the example I gave yesterday? The example of the maintenance for a woman. There are some scholars out there who will tell you that even if a woman has been irrevocable, she still is entitled to maintenance for that 1 month. Remember I told you that? And they base it on the opinion of Ibn Umar. But then I proved to you how that opinion means nothing, when I also gave you the hadith from the Prophet, where the Prophet ordered a woman to leave, and he told you have no maintenance. There is no maintenance for you. Your marriage is over. Get out, go home to your family. Okay? But believe it or not, guys, you got people who will still knowingly accept other fatwas over that. Okay, this is an example of this. And he uses the Christians and Jews. He says they took their rabbis and their priests to be their gods besides Allah. How? By allowing them to change religion. And this is why some of those Laila Nasheeba haters are having a hard time with me. These other females, these young female women who think that they are women of dawah, when they really have a lot to learn, a whole lot to learn, as the one who emailed me today. You know, this is what they can't understand about me. I am a person of the Sunnah. I am not a person of scholarly opinions. And this woman calls herself a person of scholarly opinions. Sister, you need to be a person of the Sunnah like me, and then you can be good like me. Okay? And you will be giving true dawah instead of teaching people Islam like she's doing. Okay? So this is a thing that will negate your testimony of faith, to knowingly give verdicts in opposition to Allah's laws and follow them, or to knowingly accept verdicts. When you know I've given you the hadith that proves, for example, that adoption is haram, I have proven it through the Quran and the Sunnah, but you still want to take a fatwa over me, somebody else's opinion over me. Okay, that's an example of this. Okay, and also, guys, when you pronounce the tashahhud, when you get to that part about the shahada, you are also affirming the following things as well. Not only are you affirming that you'll only worship Allah and not put others as rivals to Him, but also you are affirming that your worship will be directed exclusively to Him. And that's what the term ikhlas is. Ikhlas is sincere worship to Allah. And Allah speaks about this in the Quran, in the interpretation, the meaning, and they have not been commanded except that they should sincerely and exclusively worship Allah alone. In other words, you don't put anyone with Him. He's to be worshipped alone, without partner, exclusively. Okay? Also, you are also affirming to have love for Him, and your love for Allah should be more than anything or anyone else. Okay? That means I don't love my husband more than I do Allah. I don't love my children more than I do Allah. I don't love my grandkids more than I do Allah. If I had to choose between you as a husband and Allah, I will always choose Allah. If I have to choose between you as my daughter and Allah, I will always choose Allah. Okay? Let me give an example. The greatest test that most women have is with their children. We love our children while they're young. They're adorable. But then when they become teenagers, that's when the problems begin. Say, for example, your son comes home one day and he tells you, he says, Umi, I'm going to sell drugs. This is what I am going to do. I want to make the money selling drugs. I don't care what you say, Umi, I'm going to do it. Okay, so this is, do you love your son more than Allah? Are you going to sit there and allow your son to sell drugs? Or are you going to tell him, oh, no way, Jose, sell drugs from this house and you have to pack your bags and leave it? How many women would put their sons out? Very few. Most will sit there and